it's related to time series. So it's related to time series. So what is actually the time series? So let me tell you, when we are basically looking at some particular variable over the time itself. So we can have two variables. In case of time series, we are basically looking at two variables. One, it is a dependent variable. One, it is a dependent variable, and the other one, it is a independent variable. Other one, it is a independent variable. So in this case particularly, the time is going to be what? The time is independent variable. It's continuously changing itself. It's continuously changing itself, and its value does not depend upon any other variable. So on x-axis we will be having the time factor. On x-axis we will be having the time value, and on y-axis we will be having the value related to some other variable. Okay. So using this time series over here, we will be concerned about, we'll be basically focusing on the different values of that particular variable over the time. Let me tell you with an example. Let us take the case if we are looking at the accident rate over India from the past 60 years. Over past 60 years, over here we'll be drawing a timeline where we'll be having the different time values. Let us take it from 1950, 1960, 1980, 1920 and so on. And further, on the y-axis itself, we are drawing what? We are drawing the accidents over there. Let us take the case in previously the accidents were lower enough, and further they gradually decreased, and further there was a rise in accidents, and further there was rise and rise again. So that is related to what? That is related to what? That is related to the time series itself. Over here, if you wanted that the time series, that the accident rate must be lower down, so this would be the trend line. This would be the trend line where we are basically expressing that what actually we wanted. So this is what? This is representing the trend line over here, that we wanted that these accident rate must be decreasing over the years. But if we look at the actual trend, that was the actual trend that was being followed over there. So that is related to what? That is related to the time series itself, where we are using the statistical techniques, statistical techniques over the statistical data, and further that is said to be what? That is said to be time series analysis. Okay. So as I already told you that we are having two variables in this case. One variable is a dependent and the other variable is independent. The independent variable is related to what? It is related to time itself. And what actually is basically we will be getting from this time series itself. So if we know the actual trends over here, we can review our current performances. We can look at the past behaviors. So as to study them, and also we can forecast the values. Over there. We can predict the future behavior over there from the past data itself, from the trends itself. If we basically look at the trend line, and further we look at the particular scenario that was being followed over the time itself, we can definitely follow it, and definitely can further get the data out of it. Okay. So that is related to time series. So now let's consider related to the variations. When we are considered, there are actually four types of variations. We will be learning about these four. So first of all, it is related to the secular trend. Secular trend is basically related to the variations over a longer time period, over a longer time horizon. It's not related to 1 year or 2 year. We are considering the data related to 20 year, 30 year, 40 year. So that's a quite large number of quite large data and a quite long period which we are covering over there. Okay, so let's take the case that the inflation is rising in India. Inflation is rising in India continuously. It's rising in India continuously, and further it's rising again and again, and further it's becoming higher and higher each and every year. So that is basically representing what? That is representing the secular trend. And further it's conveying that how it is being over there over a longer time horizon. We are basically considered over here about a longer time horizon, and further it is said to be what? It is said to be a secular trend. And what do you mean by the cyclical fluctuations? Cyclical fluctuations are basically related with the trade cycle fluctuations. Okay, we learned the business cycle over there. What were the different cycles? What were the different phases in the business cycle itself? It was related to what were the different business cycle? Kindly please do answer at the earliest. What were the different business cycle phases over there? These were related to boom, recession, depression, and recovery. Boom, recession, depression, and recovery. So the cyclical variations were something like that. And the cyclical variations are there. The cyclical variations are there not in 1 year, but these are basically there in number of years. These are over there in a number of years. Let us take the case. These are over there in 3 to above 4 years, above 1 year. The variations which basically happen above 1 year are said to be what? These are said to be cyclical fluctuations or cyclical variations. The next one, it is related to seasonal variations. The next one, it is related to seasonal variations. So if we just take an example of the hosiery, if we just take the example of a hosiery product over there, and that particular case, the sale will increase in what? The sale will increase in winter season. The sale will increase in winter season, and it will be lower in summer season itself. It will be lower in summer season because there is more demand in winter season and lesser demand in summer season. So related to some hosiery product, it will be more sold over there in the winter season itself. So it's basically related to what? It's related to seasonal variation. And seasonal variation basically it changes, or the fluctuations over there in the time horizon up to 1 year. There is a time horizon up to 1 year in which the fluctuations do take place, the variations do take place. Okay, so that is said to be what? That is said to be seasonal variation. That is said to be what? That is said to be seasonal variation. Now, what is the difference between the cyclical fluctuation and the seasonal variation? Now there is a variation in the particular season in 1 year itself, that is related to seasonal variation. And further related to cyclical fluctuations, I already told you where the fluctuations are over there over a time horizon more than 1 year, due to the trade cycles, okay. And also let me tell you, the seasonal variation is basically related to only and only one related season itself. But in the case of the cyclical fluctuation, even though winter season is there, still your demand is less. Still the demand in the market is less. That is basically related to what? That is related to the cyclical fluctuations. Okay. Then it is related to the irregular variations. The variations which we cannot predict. Let us take the case, the COVID-19 came over there. It may be the case that there is a landsliding, there is any of the natural calamities over there which cannot be predicted. That is related to what? That is related to the irregular variation. Is that clear? So now let's consider the theoretical part related to these four variations. So it says secular trend is related to changes come over a long period of time. Like a steady increase in the cost of living recorded by the CPI. And the cyclical variation is related to what? Cyclical fluctuation is related to the ups and downs amplitude of peaks may vary. If we consider this particular business cycle, and further there are different phases over there. It was a phase related to boom, when we are having the maximum production. Then it is related to the recession, and further it is related to depression, then the recovery. Okay, so these were the phases, and there were ups and downs related to that. That is related to what? That is related to cyclical fluctuations. And further, there is no regular pattern related to that. That what amplitude it would be. So it may be the case that the depression could be there for a smaller time. It could be the case now that the depression could be there for a smaller time. So amplitude is varying, and further there is no regular pattern related to it, and these are further irregular. That these may happen. It is not the case that it will happen each and every year. It is not the case that these are going to happen each and every year. So these are irregular itself. Okay. Further, it is related to seasonal variations. So pattern changes within 1 year, and also irregular in amplitude. These are irregular in amplitudes too. This is repetitive. So these are what? These are repetitive. So amplitude means the maximum height of the peak itself. Okay, so that is said to be what? That is said to be the amplitude. It is the amplitude over here. Okay, so seasonal variation means what? The change basically over there in one particular season in 1 year itself. I already have given you the example. In the flu season itself, the hospitals are required, they do require more staffing, they do require more nurses, more doctors over there, and further they do require more beds over there. we heard frequently na in the flu season itself, the hospitals are bombarded with the customers over there, and there is no space, no beds over there. So that is related to what? That is related to seasonal variation itself. Okay, but these are repetitive. These are repetitive and these are predictable. I know that next year also the winter season will come, and I'll have more sales in that particular season. That is related to what? That is related to seasonal variation itself. As an author, I can say that I'll be having more books being selling related to JIB, CIB in the exam season itself. Okay, and further, past pattern can be established in the case of the seasonal variations. We can predict the future too, and further, once established, these variations can be removed from the time series. So once you have established these from the time series, not only related to seasonal variations, but also related to secular variations, secular trend, cyclical variations, seasonal variations. If we just look at the different patterns, we can do establish the past pattern, we can do predict the future too, and once we have established the relationship, we can do remove the variations from the time series itself. That is said to be what? That is said to be the deseasonalization. So let me draw a graph for you from where you can understand it better. So let me give an example. Let us take the case that this is a trend line. This is a trend line. What do you mean by trend line? This is related to the growth we want. This is related to the growth we want. I'm just considering it related to growth over here. So this is a growth we want. This is a production that we want to produce in our factory itself. Okay, so this is a trend line, but definitely there are going to be some variations due to some external factors, due to the internal factors over there. So let us take the case that there were the fluctuations over there, and these are not regular at all. These are not regular at all. It may be the case that there is a smaller peak. It may be the case that there are larger amplitudes also. Okay, so we can just have a look at the past data, and further we can do predict the future. And once we have established the variations over here, we can do remove these variations. We can do remove these variations, or we can basically minimize these variations. We can minimize these variations, and this particular concept is called what? This is called the deseasonalization. This is called the deseasonalization. Is that clear? And further, it is related to irregular variations. It is related to irregular variations based upon the number of variables which are unpredictable, which you cannot predict, which you cannot predict at all. Which you cannot predict at all. The outputs may vary, so as the predictions in the time series may vary. So that is related to what? That is related to the irregular variations. Now let's consider that why the trend analysis is important. Again, the question arises why it is important. First of all, we need to understand the past behavior. We need to understand the historical pattern, and further these can help us to evaluate that what is the success of our previous policy. If you do have implemented some policies, some procedures, what was the result of that particular policy's implementation? That is related to that you can implement, that you can learn from your past, you can learn from your past patterns, and further you can do learn related to your current performances. And also you can have a look at what would be happening in the future itself. Okay, so that past trends will help us to project the future. So if we are growing for a longer time, if we are growing from a longer time, we can do prediction that definitely we will reach this particular point. So just say if this is a trend line, if this is a trend line over here, and further we can say that we'll be reaching up to this mark. So this is related to present scenario, because over here in x-axis we are having the present timeline. So let us take it is related to 2021 and it is related to 2025. So we can do predict the future somehow, that what would be the projection related to this trend line. So if it has been increasing, for a longer duration of the time, I can do predict from the past data itself. Now that is related to what? That is related to predicting the future, or we can forecast the future data from it. Okay. The third one, it says we will be able to separate the trend component and eliminate from the series itself. We can be separate the trend component and eliminate it from the series itself. So we are having the series of data over here, and we know the different variations out of it. We know also the different variations out of it. Now we do want to remove all these variations so as to get a clear figure that what would be the clear projections related to our work. Okay. So that is the purpose related to the trend analysis, why it is important. And further, the trends can be linear and curvilinear. Now it's not possible. Now we are actually having the different plots, as we have considered in the previous video itself related to correlation and regression. I already told you that we are having the different coordinates. If you look at this particular factor, over here, if we are basically drawing a line over here, what is the what is the equation of line? It is y is equal to a plus bx, where b is what? B is the slope of line. B is what? B is the slope of line. And further, a is what? A is the y-intercept. A is the y-intercept where the line will be intersecting the y-axis. Okay. So now using this particular equation, we can do find what? We can do forecast our values. Is that clear? And also, let me tell you that the trends can be linear or curvilinear. So as I already told you that there will be different plots. So sometimes it will not be possible, not sometimes, actually most of the times it will not be possible so as to draw a single line. So as to satisfy all the plots, you have to draw something like that. So it will satisfy most of the plots over there. So it can be basically linear or curvilinear. Okay.